Okay. So my name is David Sichinava. I am founder at Lambda Games, which is a game development studio with main focus on gambling. We've been developing games for gambling industry for about a decade now. And today I wanted to tell you what we have learned during this time, how gambling industry is developing, where is it going, and how NFTs, crypto, and this new thing we all love is coming together. A little bit of history. The games have been with humans probably for the whole of human history. We know that at least 5,000 years the games have been with us. We know this famous phrase which Julius Caesar said when he crossed the river of Rubicon and arguably changed the course of human history. He said the die is cast. He referred to dice. We know that playing cards have been around for about 1,000 years. Chess was invented more than 2,500 years ago. And chess, for example, it was very popular throughout the world, everywhere. Like there is this famous story when Napoleon Bonaparte in 19th century played against a device called Mechanical Turk. It was a chess playing device and he lost. But of course then they found out that there was a very good chess player sitting inside this device who beat Napoleon. So scammers and the cheaters were in gaming present also. And then, but the real explosion in gaming, damn it. Yeah, real exponential growth came with in the information age, with the invention of computers, internet, and so on. Not only games, but all of content exploded, especially with smartphones, because now everybody has access to devices where they can get multimedia, and everybody plays, everybody watches Netflix, etc. Everybody consumes a lot of content. And this good case of how Netflix approached this exponential growth is when they launched House of Cards. Many of you probably have seen that, when they just put every episode in one day. They said content is exploded and this model will work, and it worked. But when you create a movie or TV series, you spend, I think they spent more than $300 million on first season of House of Cards, and you just keep users' attention for several hours. But with games, you can create games that can do it 10 times more, like hundreds of hours for a fraction of the price. So even Netflix today is talking about going into games, and I think very soon they will be launching games on their platform. So this creates a lot of new opportunities in gaming. There are different kinds of games. Also, I wanted to talk about this, that there are games like chess, which is purely skill-based, and there are games which are more chance-based. In gambling, there are a lot of games that are pure chance. For example, roulette. You can't have strategy there. It's just pure chance. And on this spectrum, different kinds of games exist, and I will be getting back actually to that a little bit later. Yes, and with games, these things arise, which are digital assets, game-related digital assets. Now, how they came to be about is a very interesting story. In early 90s, there was this guy, Gabe Newell, who was working for Microsoft, and he commissioned a study. And this study found out that Windows was the second most popular software on computers by then. The first most popular was Doom, a popular shooter. So he immediately knew that games were the future, and he left with his co-worker company and founded Valve. Maybe many of you have heard also about Valve. They created Counter-Strike, Counter-Strike Go, a lot of cult games. And in 2003, they launched Steam, which was a platform where they published their games. And very soon they realized that it would be a very good idea to allow a lot of other game developers also to let them publish their games, third-party games on their platform too. And this was a revolutionary moment in the gaming, because now game developers did not have to worry about a lot of infrastructural things, like how to update their games, how to deliver it, how to sell it. They could just focus on innovation, focus on creativity. And it gave huge boost to the gaming industry. And then while doing this, they noticed one other thing. Players used digital assets in games. They traded them between each other, and these assets started acquiring monetary value. Like people would chat in a game chat and agree on swapping these assets with somebody adding money or something like that. Then they would go to a third-party place where they could pay each other, and they would swap these assets. And this is how these kinds of digital assets came to life. This is where they noticed that these proto-NFTs are appearing. And they launched the Steam community market. And Steam community market is now huge. Like, there's a lot of trade going on, and a lot of new professions, a lot of whole new industries, like content creators who create skins, and people who create games where can you acquire these assets, etc., etc. And this evolution naturally, when crypto came around, this is how we knew. We knew that these assets have value, and this is why we now know that these NFTs will be huge in games, because now these NFTs, now they are not confined to the ecosystem of one game. They are in chain, and they can travel across multiple applications and interact with each other and create new experiences which had not been there before. And so now we know that this will work, right? We know that there will be something huge in gaming on the intersection of NFTs and crypto, but we don't know what this will be exactly. Everybody is looking for use cases, how to best utilize NFTs in crypto. And one of the good ways we found, and probably most popular, is play to earn. How many of you have heard of play to earn? How many of you are invested or playing or creating play to earn? Okay, great, quite few people. So I'm sorry for the next slide, guys. It's a question mark, so don't throw Rotten Tomatoes at me yet. So now, play to earn is a great use case, yes, but there is an economic problem. How can we create value for player and then pay them for the value we created for them? Like, when it's small, it's possible because new people are coming, and you can take this money and pay old players and grow your user base, right? But that's what Charles Ponzi was doing and gave name to the scheme. So we have to somehow make this sustainable. Now, I know a lot of play-to-earn developers. We are thinking ourselves making some of use cases in play-to-earn, and these are good guys. These are just enthusiasts of gaming and crypto, and they are thinking, yeah, we will acquire a lot of users, and then we will think of something, how we can monetize it, how we can change it, where it can go. Well, this interestingly is what a lot of tech founders were thinking in 1999 when they were acquiring a lot of users. They could not monetize it, and in 2000 dot-com bubble burst and everything came crashing down. So are we headed there, or are we not? Now, second interesting thing about this, and so is there a solution for play to earn industry? What can we do to modify this whole thing so that it is sustainable? We believe that there is a way. to do this, but for this we have to admit that this kind of economic relationship between game developer and user doesn't work. It can work only if we say you pay us, we give you a better experience, and we give you chance to earn. Not guaranteed earn, but chance to earn. If you modify it this way, this might work and could be a lot of fun and a lot of use cases. But as soon as you do that, that is pretty much the textbook definition of gambling. You pay me, I give you chance to have to gain economic value. That is textbook definition of gambling, and a lot of regulators will come along, and a lot of moral issues, etc., etc. So we run into next problem, which is we avoid crash, we transform into, but we are now gambling, and what can we do about this? And actually, when I was speaking earlier with Steam about Steam, Steam ran into this problem too, because there were also random-based mechanics with which you could acquire assets that had value. But argument then was that these assets have no value outside the ecosystem of the game, so it's not gambling, they are just for fun there. But now we moved these assets into chain, and we are saying, like, really, all of us here probably are saying NFTs have real world value, and then our argument is a lot harder to defend our position. But now I want to go, this is about games, now I want to go and tell you what's going on in gambling industry, how gambling industry is evolving, and how this situation can be resolved from that perspective. Now, gambling also, like gaming, it has been for a lot of time with us. Actually, it's been one and the same for most of the history. The thousands of years I was referring to when I said we have proof of gaming, it's actually because we have dice, which is a gambling, very often used in gambling, and it's a random factor you can introduce into game. But at some point, gambling came under regulation. This had its historic reasons, like economics and politics, and very importantly, religion. Some religions outright forbid gambling. So throughout, if we go fast forward to 20th century, in 20th century there is the situation where gaming is at one side, and on the other side we have gambling, which is restricted to some land situation or outright banned. But in most part there is a land territory, there you can gamble, nowhere else. Something like that, and it's more heavily taxed, more heavily controlled, etc., etc. This is how gambling and gaming departed from each other. And when internet came along, these gambling parlors, casinos, whatever you call them, they just digitalized. They took every experience they had there and created digital analogies of those. And it worked perfectly. But the problem there, one problem was that land is easy to control. You have, like, I don't know, police, and police controls land. But how do you control internet now? Because in internet, you know, VPN is very easy, and you ban one site and there appears another site. But there was one good, actually I will talk about this in next slide. In this slide, I wanted to talk that this traditional experiences that were digitalized, baby boomers accepted them very easily in 90s. Like they got what they were used to playing in casino, now got online, they play this. But then for last 30 years, we see this trend of decline in traditional gambling. Because people want more gamified, more better user experience based games, because now millennials play, and Gen Z also are of drinking age in USA, so they can also play. And these people don't come from like poker or roulette. These come from Mario, and these people come from Fruit Ninja or Candy Crush or whatever. And also they all have mobile devices and they mostly play on mobile. This is one trend we see actually 10 years ago when me and Misha, my co-founder here, were founding Lambda Games. Our idea was every casino was on Flash then, and Flash was dying. We knew this, that Flash was dying. This is a technology for front end, and we started writing games on HTML5, which was in alpha mode, I think, back then. And when we would come to gambling operators and tell them that tomorrow you will be all mobile, and they would say to us, no, it's like 10% now when this will come. And now we have that this has reversed. About 80% is mobile and 20% is desktop. So this also creates demand on experiences that can be where you can have fun on mobile, and the behavior of gambler is becoming going closer to the behavior of casual gamers on phones, what we call toilet games, where you log on, play for 25 minutes, have your fun and go offline. The behavior is becoming very similar to this. And yes, the second moment is that deregulation is coming, because what I was started talking about earlier, that online is hard to control because sites, access to sites is easy with VPN, but payment can be easily controlled because financial sector also is pretty well controlled. And so if you want if authorities want to restrict access to one site, they tell their banks, no, don't accept payments to that casino and don't receive payments from them. They're easy to control. But then crypto came around, and crypto is now P2P and trustless, and authorities don't have control around it. So gambling is running away. It cannot be enforced. The laws of gambling, they cannot be enforced effectively. And now we see this happening all around the world. Two of top three economies, Japan and United States, both are talking about deregulation. In United States, several states already did steps in this direction. And I think in big part of this is that they understand that if they cannot regulate it this heavily, they have to create new approach to this thing. And also when gambling got out of this legal framework, a lot of people started, of course, creating very low and poor quality gambling applications. And then you would play there, you would win, you would not get paid, or you did not know what odds you were playing, you would lose money. And this drove player demand for fairness and transparency. So now in crypto space, the games that are provably fair are very popular. Like if you want to create gambling on crypto, you have to be provably fair, so that everybody can understand how the mathematics of the game works. And also you have to be transparently bankrolled. Like you have to show that you are going to pay if you lose, because provably fair games, if they have like a good chance of they give good odds to play, they can lose games easily. So you have to show that you are very well bankrolled. And so this is what creates the second important demand in gambling. Fairness and transparency. So first was gamification, so second is fairness and transparency. So let's talk what happens in the future. Now, we saw that games, at least part of this P2E movement, at least that part where you play mobile games, it will come to more gambling-like mechanics. And gambling also will come there. So, and we believe that these two directions, gambling and P2E gaming, they will merge into something very close. Now, there will be, of course, variety, there will be genres, etc., but the core mechanics where you pay, you have fun, and you might win something that has value, this will be the same. And so now we, aside that we are doing games, also we started developing platform where this all can happen. because like Steam did for games, took all the overhead which game developers don't want to do. Game developers want to innovate and create new experiences, and took all of the rest from them and charges small fee for that. We want to create something like this for this new thing, which maybe we will call it iGaming. I don't know. This term is now popular. So we want to create a platform where we will take care of bankrolling. We will take care of fairness, probably fairness, transparency, relationships with blockchain, and all game developers will have to do is just create their unique experiences, just draw better experience and do whatever they want. Find best use cases for NFTs. Maybe someone will create games where you can win NFTs, that can win NFTs, etc., etc. We don't know, but we just want to be a platform where this will be possible. We actually are in the very close to beta. In a couple of months, we will be rolling. Maybe not beta, maybe alpha, something that will demonstrate how this works technically, because we have all the technical solution. And also we are launching NFT collection to build community, to raise awareness. Here are our guys with t-shirts that has the collection on it. If you are interested, you can ask them later about it. And yeah, that is it actually. This is what we think will happen to gambling and gaming in near future. Jumped too low. So that's it. I can take questions if you have some. Yes.
I'd like to ask you about decentralization. Probably heard about it. And
Yes.
poker is going on and everything. So, what do you think about their model? 'Cause they have. So, they are actually in METAVERSE, one of the first gaming providers, and it's poker. So, what do you think in their model? Because they can earn revenue from commercials, from from marketing. They can pay players that way. So they have to create value out of somewhere in order to pay for the users. So is that sustainable? And also that you made a good point. Now the young generations, they are coming from Mario, from Fruit Slice, so they are not playing poker so much. What do you think about the future of poker online, and especially in crypto?
Okay. Now, for your first question about the Decentraland, I know what they're doing, but so they took essentially they took gambling game, which is poker, and they make people play to earn it, and that's a little bit strange for me actually. Why not just you know people love poker? Yeah, it's declining, but still there are a lot of people who play it. Now, what you are saying, what a lot of play to earns and move to earns especially are saying, that we will attract ads revenue, right? We will brand a lot of things inside, we will brand these sneakers and we will attract. This is possible, yes. Then I don't know mathematics, if mathematics works, if you can attract enough money to pay all of these people. But this could work, yes. But the problem with this is this one thing. Web 3.0 says we don't want ads monetization anymore. We don't want our data, corporations to have our data. And when you are fixing your economy with ads, you pretty much are bringing Web 2.0 into Web 3.0. So I don't know, maybe people will love it and maybe Web 3.0 will be dead. But I know I personally would love to pay just for services and not give my data to everybody. So I don't know. Decentraland, why Decentraland couldn't make it just say, yeah, come and gamble, come and play poker. I don't know. Now, your second question, I don't think poker will die. Nothing dies. It just shifts, you know. More people like this, I personally love poker. I play whenever I have time, poker, and I don't think it will die. But the explosion of poker was because of online, because of internet. You know, poker was a good game, but when internet gave out access to a lot of people played poker, and it's gone now. Now it's not a new thing that you come to internet and what to do, there is poker. No, there is a lot of other things, and so poker will lose traffic. I don't think it will die. And same goes for all the traditional games. They will just have very small market share compared to what they had in 90s, like poker was huge.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay. Any more questions?
Yep, here. So you mentioned that some countries like the UK and Japan, they are doing deregulation. And I wanted to ask you, what does that actually mean? And if deregulation is happening, how can a platform assure their users that they're a fair platform?
How can we show users?
Yes.
Now, for the first part, the deregulation, what form will it take in each country? I don't know. But I mentioned USA, not UK. UK, yeah. So USA, it was forbidden in most of the states. You had Nevada, you had Atlantic City, some reservation. It was forbidden. And now there are, I think, at least 6 states that say it's not forbidden anymore. You have to comply, and you can do this. What form will it take, this deregulation? I don't know, but I think it will be very, very loosely regulated. Yes, because otherwise they will be losing money. People like this kinds of games. They will be paying in crypto. They will be playing with VPN, and the country will be losing money. So they have to change their approach. This is 100%. Now, what was the?
How can they assure their users that there are?
Users. Oh, okay. So for this, there is actually, if you are familiar with crypto space, there are several games that do this. There is cryptographic approaches where you can show make whole mechanics of the game transparent. There are even a couple of different approaches. Some are more secure, some are easier, something like that. I don't know, we don't have just time to go into mathematics of it, but it's the same, pretty much the same technologies that we use for creating blocks in blockchain, etc. You just, one person gives out publicly some hash, the other person gives out something hash, and they interact, and it is mathematically provable that it is fair. Now, of course, 99.99% of users will not understand this, but there are opinion leaders. There are people who are respected in crypto space, who are scientists, who are trusted, and these people will be looking closely to such things, and I think this is how it will work. This is how it already works, because these kinds of individual games exist. What we want to do is now take that technology and make it easier for everyone. Now, these guys who are launching their games, actually, this is how we started our platform project. We wanted to launch one of our games, and then we thought we're doing a lot of work now to create this probably fair and transparency and blockchain and etc. Let's do it for everyone. Now it's harder, but it's worth it. And so yeah, that's it. This is how it will work. Some scientists will be checking it out.
Sorry.
Yes.
Regarding your new platform which you're
Yes.
building, I'm wondering, can that protect users from the play-to-earn Ponzi scheme games? Because we saw that in NFT space, that they create a game, volume is high, they're returning you some money. When volume stopped, they don't have money, they just rugged. So can your platform stop kind of those Ponzi scheme games to be promoted?
Yeah. Well, look, no. Of course not. If we have a platform where you can gamble, let's say iGame, and you have a platform, somebody plays play to earn outside of this platform, we cannot do anything. That we have to change this paradigm. We have to say, no, guys, this is not an earning game. This is a fun game where you have also chance of earning something, but in total you will not earn, because play and watch a movie and you get paid? Come on, no. So something
Thank
like
you.
that. No. Yes? Oh, is that it? Or
Is there another question?
okay. Okay.
So the other day I saw guys. There were some live gambling providers. I don't know, all games or some guys. I don't know. So basically, you can work as a refer a friend, actually refer a gambler. to
Yeah.
them. So people were creating NFT projects and sharing the revenue with the holders.
Yes.
Basically, you get to be the casino owner, partial
Oh.
owner, depending on how much NFTs or whatever you have. So what do you think about this? And is it going to be possible in the future, or they're going to make it difficult because it's I think it's not good for the current casino owners because they get to take all the shares, so the shares are going to be spread among the bigger number of people.
What we are now, when I said our NFT collection creating, our NFT collection also has same proposition. Like, if you buy our NFTs, you will be shareholder in in the platform we are creating, and you will be receiving revenue share from that. Current business model now, if they, it's I don't know, it's casinos business. If it's worth for them, but the main difference with what we see the future is and what today is happening in casino business is this: when we create game now, as in traditional our business model, and bring to casino, they will publish it. Like we can bring it to 100 casinos and make so that everybody publishes it. But they pay us only 10% of the revenue. Like this is standard. No, it's it could be less, could be more, but yeah, industry average is 10%. So game developers do not get sufficient percentage of this. So casinos could do that. Casinos could give away revenue share, but for us it would be very hard. And in this new thing that we are creating, we're thinking like something like reverse. A lot of these funds, we don't know exact number, but a lot of these funds will go to game developers because game developers are content creators. And when we're talking about gamification, people want more content. They don't want more of the same, like one game on 100 casino. No, they want 100 games on one casino. And in this situation, game developers will be able themselves, because they need funds to develop these games, right? They could give you this proposition. Now give me money, I spend this money, kickstart their games. Give me this money, I will create a game with this money, and then you will be receiving share like from this game. And this could absolutely work. We have calculations. We are launching, when we launch now our platform, we will launch also one of our games to show this interaction, and it could work perfectly easily. Yeah.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I mean, I just saw that it's gambling and NFTs, and this question that I ask you, it's very interesting. So I'll be talking to you guys. I want to.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
George, come here. Show your T-shirt. Yeah, you can talk to the guys with this kind of T-shirts. These are our guys, and they will explain more about the project.
Okay. Thank you again.
Okay.
Hi. Thank you for a great presentation. Can you talk about more in terms of numbers about the proposition, about the collection you're launching, the NFTs, the value, how many of those are you trying to sell? What's the total amount of money you want to raise? Because I think you're trying to raise some money for the project through that way and create a community at the same time.
Yes. So I don't have numbers, I mean prices for it. We are working it out now. Collection is 10,000 NFTs. It's very high quality art. We have like very good artists which are creating this collection. It's under development. We need a couple of months also to draw these NFTs. And when if you decide and acquire our NFT, you will be shareholder in the platform, and also you will be shareholder in the first game we are launching with it, which is also we put all of these our ideas about gamification. It's a little bit new kind of a game, and we will be launching it with it, and you will be shareholder in both. I can't give you numbers because they are being worked out right now. This economics thing is not easy, and you need to very carefully approach it. But the benefits you get will be these two things: shares in the platform and shares in game. And on platform, we also will be launching DAO and we'll be launching token. And these people who will be early adopters and who will be buying NFTs, they will of course also have benefits when DAO will be forming.
Do you have like a goal, like a monetary goal that you want to reach?
Yeah, again, I know this is all been worked out right
Okay.
now. You know, because it's you have to balance. We need one more important for us right now is quality community. Okay, if that's it, thank you for your.
One more
attention.
question. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry to keep you on stage, but
No
thank
problem.
you.
No problem.
Thank you for the presentation. Great expose. You mentioned earlier that play-to-earn models or tokenomic models are a Ponzi scheme, and they're kind of pumping.
There was a question mark. I didn't.
No, I would agree with you to a certain extent, right? It's all about scale, and as soon as the bubble grows, there's not
Yes.
more content to be provided, then the bubble deflates. And
Yes.
of course, the last man left in the bubble will kind of like see the drop. We see the parallel with Luna, right? It's the same thing. So as we're going in uncharted territory and growing these bubbles even further on, of course, I mean, the financial system is a bubble in itself. We're there because we trust it, blah, blah, blah. It has regulations. It has all of these things. The question specifically is, since none of us practically know what is the effects of scale and how to handle tokenomics once it scales and once it goes to the uncharted territories in the case of Luna. How do you predict and anticipate for these sort of black swan events to prevent you from deflating and continue the projects to scale?
You mean in the framework of our platform? In the general framework? Oh, I don't know. It's really hard to say because you said all of it yourself. I mean, interest is attracted with the incentive of earning, not with the incentive of having fun, but incentive of earning. And that, I don't know. What can you do to make that sustainable? I don't think there is a way. If I got your question right. Or was it? Okay.
Hello. I wanted to come with a little bit different question. From now, you're gonna have like you're looking at this as like a Steam
Yes.
kind of platform, but for gambling.
Yes.
It is a sort of a casino operation,
Yes, it is.
which is it's an open platform for content creators, basically game developers that create gambling games or
Yes.
those
yes,
kind of games.
Exactly.
So how do you think about this from a regulatory aspect? I mean, usually most casino operators have some kind of protections with some kind of a license regime, whether it be, a jurisdiction like a jurisdiction in the US that's deregulating, or at least Malta, or the very least a Curacao license. So how do you see this?
Yeah. Now, again, these giant casinos that we know of, we heard of, they still are bound to the territories. They operate within territories because most big casinos, they are on fiat and they need to be on good regulatory basis with places where they receive money from. What we are creating is oriented completely on crypto. So we are not bound to one land area. So you mentioned yourself, there is a solution of Curacao, for example, where you can operate in crypto space, and there are examples of that, how they are doing. So we are thinking something like that. Maybe even it will be like directly Curacao. We will handle these legal issues in a space that has minimal requirements for launching such this kind of a project.
But you don't see that as any type of risk, because like if you have a Curacao license, that's kind of gray market operation. So if you target players for deregulated areas, they will require you to have a specific license. So it's kind of a gray space legally, right, crypto, because it's not fiat, but the regulatory bodies or jurisdictions could decide that that is gambling, in fact, at a later stage. So you don't see that as any risk in that kind of
No, it don't.
development.
I wouldn't say it's a risk. I mean, I understand what you are saying. Yes, there is no regulation now that would tell you, yeah, if you want to create such thing on crypto, you should do this. So that's why you're saying this is great, right? Because there is no clear understanding of how to do this. But again, a lot of what P2Es are doing and a lot of what are other sites that I mentioned that have launched games individually are doing, they are in the same problem. And I don't think there will be some major crackdown that will kill all of this, because it's in nobody's interest. Again, from that perspective, when I was saying that if you crack down and you cannot enforce your crackdown, this will go into not gray, but deeper and deeper into dark market. So I think current solutions are enough, and the better solutions will arrive for the legal side.
Hi, it's me. One short one. I was not able to open your company website because it's blocked in Serbia for some reason.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask about your company. Are you a white label provider?
No, yeah, I was looking. Yeah, no, we are game developer. We do not approach customer directly. Our games we bring to gambling operators, licensed gambling operators, and they launch it on their sites.
So you're a white label operator, or provider in a way.
No, we are content provider, game providers. This is what.
So what kind of games is this? Casino games or poker games or?
We have this what you refer to as poker games. These are called peer-to-peer games when player plays versus. We have peer-to-peer games, and we have also casino games, and we have also this new. Actually born inside crypto direction of games, which are called mini games and crash games, and we have also those too.
So your customers are operators?
Yes, casinos are online gambling sites are our.
So can you
customers.
Disclose what is the percentage of the crypto-based clients versus the
today we are
fiat
working
based?
only with fiat. Today we are working only with fiat.
Yeah, because I'm kind of in that business too. So we have like recently. Every third customer is a crypto-based. So I thought maybe there is some kind of increase of the crypto.
Yeah, I don't have
customers.
because we are with fiat. We are with fiat because again we are there. We have in our country we have certain requirements who we can work with and who we cannot work with, and we are working with.
I got it. Okay, sorry.
I don't hear it. So, is that it? Okay. Thanks. Thank you. You've been a great audience.